moving on to our second performance, which was the 7 o'clock start evening performance on June the 7th, 2018. Following up from the matinee performance, I think this one we kind of expected what was going to happen. We kind of knew. Starting off with the outside performance in the amphitheatre, we went out early because we wanted to get out there. We wanted to be in character. We had our motifs down. The main problem with this one was the fact that we were outside for 20 to half an hour, just kind of waiting for the crowd to filter out. We also had some complications because some people turned up late, so obviously we needed everybody there to be able to start the performance, sort of thing. This was kind of once we started performing and stuff, I think the audience started to feel at ease because you could tell by some audience members while we were just doing our in character, walking around, trying to communicate with the audience. It was really something in which a lot of people were still scared about and stuff, and you could see that some of the audience members were getting a bit restless because we just kind of doing the same thing over and over again because we didn't really anticipate that we'd be out there for as long as we actually were. Moving inside, I think the audience sat down. It was pretty much a full house. It was very nice to see that a lot of people showed up, a lot of families and stuff. So we sold a lot of tickets. I presume, well, a lot of people showed up. That's sort of the basis of everything. We started the performance, going into our first dance number, well, proper first dance number, Black Friday. I feel like because this morning, we had like a technical issue. This time we were bang on the mark. I'd say there were a few slip ups, a few pacing issues maybe, here and there. But I think we definitely gave the aggression needed. We were very confrontational with the audience to kind of give them a sense of what the sort of idea of this historic event really meant to the suffragette movement, and I think we did it justice. Moving on from that, I think our transitions between intertwining performances, so we're all in pairs, as we interact with others and how it then kind of moves on to more movements, how it influences the rest of the piece. I think it was very strong. I think this was definitely the best sort of performance that we gave, out of everything. I feel like once we were in the moment, we gave it everything we had and that we'd rehearsed and stuff. So that was also another positive. After that, it was Forcible Feeding. That was the next dance piece in which I was in. I think it went very well. I observed a lot of it, but I feel like the cast did well. Again, I think there were some timing issues in which all movements weren't executed as perfectly because some people were out of time trying to catch up or forgotten. Maybe it was nerves. I don't particularly know. I'm just kind of trying to get a balanced perspective on everything. When we did the actual Forcible Feeding sequence in which we'd be in pairs and stuff, I think all the people that were playing like prison guards, like trying to force feed the women, it's such a powerful piece in which needs to be performed aggressively to properly get the full feel of the character. Again, I'm confident that I was aggressive enough to kind of tell the story to the audience. In that sort of sense, our transitions overall in the show, I think, were better than the time before. Our kind of like singing sequences in which we would use to transition between scene to scene to scene. There were a few moments when people, like, it just seemed like people didn't really know the words. This was, I can probably relate to that due to my attendance in the singing lessons was very low. I got a viral infection which kind of put me out for like 2.5 weeks of rehearsals, which kind of didn't go well. That being said, I feel like overall the show was a lot more compact, it was a lot more organised, I feel like, especially with the hiccup at the beginning, obviously waiting around for ages. The cast members were getting very restless, so I feel like it was good to be able to just kind of like let that out, show it into our performances. The next piece that I was in was the White Feathers dance, our swan dance, me and Jude. Again, I would go to say that it was the strongest performance in which we actually performed it in. In the matinee performance, I admitted that I kind of forgot the sequence about halfway through, so I kind of had to wing some stuff. I was in my ending position a bit too early and stuff, but this time I feel like it was filled with enough emotion, and the movement, I feel like it connected well to the movements, and especially kind of like the ballet aspect kind of hindering. We haven't done ballet before. This was completely new territory. I think the fact that I incorporated contemporary and hints of jazz into my thing made me feel a lot more confident in performing it. But due to the good remarks in the matinee performance, I think we just went in with confidence, and we were just like, this is the last time we're gonna have to do it. Let's just give it everything we've got. And I feel like it went very well. It went very well. That leading into the end sequence when we all sang an ensemble piece with harmonies, I think that was very powerful in the way that we executed that. So overall, it was definitely the best like full-on show that we've actually done, which was good because we had a pretty big crowd. So overall, I think it went really well. Obviously, there were parts where they could have been stronger, they could have been executed a bit better, but that's natural when it comes to performing. You know, it's rare that you're going to see it go perfectly every time, sort of thing. There are going to be some hinderings, but it's how you deal with things going wrong and staying professional and just kind of leaving it on. And the audience, like 9 times out of 10, won't notice that you're doing it wrong because it's such an original piece that they don't know the script, sort of thing. So I feel like as a professional aspect of the entire show, I feel like the entire cast did absolutely great. But yeah,